Hello and welcome to your week. My name is Patricia and welcome to Fearless Like Guidance. I feel like this week we have closing statement here. We're saying goodbye to the very sensitive sign, very nurturing sign of Cancer, which actually teaches us one of the greatest lessons that we can have in this lifetime, which is how do we love ourselves more? How do we find sanctuary within ourselves? And that brings me to the first theme for today. Finding sanctuary within ourselves. How are we feeling at home with ourselves? How are we? I feel like there's this call to really connect to spiritual source, okay? Being that we are being guided to look at the bigger picture, look at things in a bigger, grander scope, okay? Now we have this card of View from Above, which talks very much about that. And seeing the bigger picture to me is not focusing so much about whatever could be going wrong and what is chaotic. I feel like this is really connecting to that greater enthusiasm and optimism of knowing that everything has a great plan and everything has a reason for being. And this is for me seeing that bigger picture. And also it's like keeping yourself focused on good things that will lead you to that better place, that end result, that you see yourself always growing and always being in this state of success and joy. And the next card brings the message of joy and delight, and this really wants you to open your arms to joy and do things that make you smile, that make you feel giddy, that connect you to your inner child. And why? Because we are welcoming Leo season. We have the sun as the main character right now, and the sun has to do with, Leo has to do with our heart chakra. It has to do also with our inner child and finding things that bring you joy and that sense of childlike freedom is going to be really good for you right now, especially this week. And the last card is the Distant Thunder. And this is what I was saying. There's a need to clear the air. There is something happening here that is surrounding you that may be, there may be tension around it. Okay, there could be a resistance to change. There could be people that are not necessarily communicating in the best way, but something is brewing here, and there is this need to bring some sort of peace to a situation and really talk it out and put everything out on the table. Okay, now with the tarot message for this week, I really get a sense of adventure and just passion and creativity. We have the Knight of Wands, being the main energy for this week. It's the Knight of Fire, so it's anything that you are focused on, that you get fired up about, that lights you up, that is what you're being guided to follow. There could be news coming in about things that are creative, inspirational, motivation coming in. There's a sort of restless feeling. I have to say, we're coming into this week with the full moon in Capricorn energy, and as I'm sure that you've heard, it was the second full moon in Capricorn in a month span, and that is considered to be a blue moon. And it's a very special thing to have. It's something that doesn't happen often, so it brings a lot of this feeling that anything is possible, anything can happen. But I also feel like it's a time for closure and just really collapsing different timelines in our own lifetime, but also in other lifetimes. It's this energy that when I see the cards, I look at the message that spirit is trying to bring through. There is this big transition happening, and there's a lot of resistance to the change. And there's a feeling also like we have dodged a bullet, or we've avoided some sort of catastrophe. Okay, but there are some revelations as well that are difficult to handle. Okay, and I'm gonna go with it now. We have the High Priestess card, and then we have the Sun card. Two major arcana to start the week with, and this is very, very potent energy. The High Priestess is the queen of the moon. She is the one that is connected to her intuition. She is saying your intuition is really heightened right now. Your dreams could be bringing you really intense revelations. They could feel very vivid and very real. Listen to that. You will get clarity from it. We have the card of the Sun, which we are welcoming Leo season, and the Sun is the ruler of Leo. This is exactly that feeling of joy and delight and finding freedom through certain things that we are dealing with subconsciously. That's why the High Priestess is here. She's connected to the subconscious. She works behind the scenes, but also she is here and she's grounded. So she has the ability to move through realms. Okay, so there is some clarity there. We have the Six of Swords, and we have the Tower in the reverse, and this is structures falling apart so that we could see things for what they truly are. And in the reverse, it brings the sense of we have avoided something, or we're being guided to avoid something really catastrophic and something really chaotic in our lives. And with the Six of Swords being right there, this is the transition. And it's almost like it's saying you have to tread lightly with, in this time, in the next 6 weeks, okay? Because you're wanting to move out of a situation that could be tense, a situation that there's not a lot of clarity, that people could be wanting to just win for the sake of winning and have the last word and things like that. And this is about prioritizing your peace of mind, okay? Now with the Devil in the reverse, there is this feeling of releasing yourself from unhealthy habits, things that were just keeping you stuck, facing your biggest fears. This is just that big change that the Tower is wanting to bring, and it's awakening our eyes to things that we've really been afraid to face. And it's saying, you know what, do it, because with the Six of Wands as the last card, it's bringing that sense of victory. It's bringing that sense that we can move to a better place. I like it that there's 2 sixes in this reading as the minor arcanas, because it gives me a sense of balance and also divine protection. And we have the High Priestess there talking about like the connection to the moon and our emotions, the connection to source, and fostering our spiritual connection and really living with that purpose of having introspection and getting clarity from the inside out. Happiness and everything in our lives, it's an inside job. So I love it that we started with that, and we have a lot of this energy of the major arcanas, which shows that there is a big shift happening. And of course we have all this big energy taking place, and we're going to feel the transition. Most of the things that we are feeling right now as we are alive in this era, in this particular time, we have not experienced. Nobody that is alive has experienced what is happening right now energetically. Okay, so a lot of this sense of feeling, like, where do we belong, feeling out of sorts, feeling very tired with this full moon energy, then waking up the next day and being super energized. So there is a lot of this just feeling strange. Okay, just know that there is a need to clear the air this week with this distant thunder. There is something brewing. There is almost like there is a storm coming, and my grandparents used to say, en guerra avisada no muere gente. So it's basically saying when you know that a war is coming, people don't die. So it's preparing for a situation that could be off-putting. It could be just really shocking. It could be something really unexpected, because the fact that we've had Mars and Uranus, and then we have the influence of Pluto also with the full moon in Capricorn. It's transformation, whether we want it or not, and it happens at the deepest levels. Okay, it's transformation not only of the self, but it's the evolution and the moving forward of everyone as a collective. So I hope that this message serves you well. Know that you can book your readings with me through the links in my bio. And if you don't get an answer from me when you do a booking with me, it's probably because you booked for the same day. Try to give it 24 to 48 hours before the time that you want your reading. And you can also send me a direct message, and that would be solidifying your place in the schedule. Okay, so I love you all. Take care, and I send you fearless light and love. See you soon.